6x6 canvas. And this is the one that comes in a 4-pack. So they are back stapled and not splined, okay? So especially when they're back stapled like this, I want you to be mindful of one thing, okay? So when they're back stapled on 2 sides of the canvas, it's gonna be doubled up and kind of folded over on itself. And sometimes that makes the canvas wonky, okay? Rima said roll tide. She don't even know what it means. So what you want to do when you're painting something that if you're going to use this as like a shelf sitter, which means, you know, it's a cute little thing that you can set on a shelf, or thank you, Felicia. It's a cute little thing you can put on your shelf or on a bookcase or something. It just sits really nice. You want to make sure that you are, the bottom is that end that's not double creased. Does that make sense? Can you see here where it's double creased and it's folded over itself? Make sure that you have a nice edge there, because if sometimes they are really wonky or they have overlap, and see, that was kind of wonky. So you want to make sure your bottom is nice and level, okay? So let's get started. Here is what you guys need to help me with. Hi, Terry, how are you? So I found this cute little piece of glass in the glass that I got recently. Hey, Terry, roll tide. It is wonky. You know what wonky means, don't you? See, it's still wonky. Anyway, I found this piece of glass. It's black. And, well, it's folded over is what I mean. You can see where it's folded. That's kind of what I mean. So it's wrapped and then folded over and double and stapled. So I'm going to make sure I have a nice end down. So this is a piece, and I want to use this piece, but I think I'm going to let it hang over my edge just a little bit. I'm going to figure that out. And so this is going to be the cutest pumpkin ever. I would love to, Ashley, if you get enough people together, I'll definitely come to Florida. Would love to do that. So we're going to use all this glass, but I need a background, and I'm trying to decide. Oh, she knows what it means. I'm trying to decide what color. Now we're going to paint our pumpkin with a little bit of orange, and then we're going to add the glass to our pumpkin, and we're going to fill it all in with different pieces of glass. We're just going to make a little menagerie of different glass pieces. But I'm trying to decide if we want to do navy blue or mermaid blue. This is mermaid. Ashley, send me an email at cindy@artshattered.com, and we can chat that way. cindy@artshattered.com. So this is mermaid. It's going to be bright and fun. So it would look like that. That would be our background. Or navy blue with the orange. So what do you guys think? Elizabeth, I've been missing you. Where you been, girlfriend? And last time I was there, I didn't see you either. Okay, so Carol wins. Navy blue it is. I was just waiting on the first person to respond. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to grab my heat gun too, so I don't have to do that when I get it on. And we're going to go ahead real quick and paint our background navy blue. It's a nice navy too, so it's not terribly, well, it is pretty dark. We're going to do it though. Yes. So navy blue, hopefully one coat will cover. So we're going to paint that, and then we'll dry, and then we will both. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll work some of the other color in. That is a great idea. Let's put a little bit on here and see if that works out. Just adds a little extra bonus. So I'm just going to use a bigger brush to put this navy on, and we'll just get started. Now, right now, while we're working, I'm going to go over my edge just a little, but I don't like to paint the edges when I'm live because it just takes an inordinate amount of time, and I'm already like a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs tonight. So I am gonna paint my edges blue, but I'll wait until after it. No, baby, I got it. It's packed up and going out in the morning. Becky, that's who I was talking to. So what I'll do is go over my edge a little bit. So if resin rolls a little, it won't matter. And then once it's done, I paint my edges. So I have to be really super careful about not letting my resin get too crazy on the edge so that I can paint my edges after. Oh, of course you could be included, sister. No matter what, ever, ever, ever. All right, so that's a little bit of navy, and it does look like I'm gonna need a second coat, so I'm not gonna add the mermaid yet, all right? I'm gonna just kind of offload some of this off my brush onto the edges, so that commits me to finishing those edges. And I'm gonna dry this really quick. So yes, this is a 6x6, you move that. So it's gonna make a little noise, so we'll get this dry. I'm loving the thought of the navy and the orange together. Now, how do you like my nails? Ew! Ew! I actually think that navy and orange are beautiful together, especially for fall. I did an entire, oh, that's a good idea, Linda. I did an entire, thank you, Sue. I did an entire vignette a couple of years ago when I was living in Georgia and I was in that store, 44 Marketplace. I did an entire vignette of orange and navy for the store. So there we go. That's nice and dry. Yeah, I love to like do weirdo fingernails, so. Yeah, I'm gonna overlook the fact that it's Florida Gators and Auburn, and we're just gonna keep saying Roll Tide and just move on with our lives. That's how I roll. Yay, RJ. Okay, so let's do a second coat. I wanna get some of that water out, and then we'll add in just a little bit of that mermaid, just a little, just to give it some interest so it's not just a flat color background, depending on how it looks. This is going to be gorgeous. Then we're going to just paint on real quick a very basic backdrop for our pumpkin. We're going to use the warm sunset orange. It's a perfect color for the glass that I have. And so you always want to try to kind of match the paint to your glass. So it's the best I could do. So there is that. I'm going to dip in a little bit of that mermaid and just, oh yeah, a little bit more. We're not going to worry about the middle too much because the pumpkin's going to be there. We're going to add, whoop, I'm digging that. So I'm just basically just moving my brush around, just making X's and pushing color around. Let's go a teeny bit more here. All right, I'm digging that. Digging it. Lovely. It actually has more color in here in front of my face than it shows on the computer screen. So let me see if I can. So this is kind of what we got working. So that is going to turn out great. I love it too. It gives it a little dimension, so it's not quite so boring. So I'm going to dry it again with my heat gun. Get that done. Thank you for the stars, guys. So Facebook challenged me about 2 weeks ago, they challenged me to get 5,000 stars. And you guys are rocking and rolling with giving me stars. Speaking of Facebook, who freaked out when Facebook was down for like 6 hours this week? Or was it this week? I don't even remember when it was. Was it over the weekend? I don't know what day it was. I'm so confused. I'm pretty sure it was a couple of days ago. So, there we go. That is going to look really nice. So, yeah, I kind of panicked a little, mostly because, you know, my whole life, my business kind of centers around being able to do lives, and I have a Facebook community for my group, so I kind of panicked a little. So if you are in my group, I want you to make sure that you can get my emails, that they're not going to your junk folder. So go to your email, do a search for Art Shattered or the Shattered Circle, and then add that to your whitelist. Make sure that you're getting my emails. So if something happens and we're expecting a live or a video release or something like that, I'll still be able to communicate with y'all. I don't know what's going to happen to Facebook, but Lord, I hope nothing. I panicked a little too. I kept refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. And at first I thought it was me. I thought that, you know, the internet was, or my Wi-Fi was down again. So yeah, Linda, you're so good. I wish I didn't know till the next day, but sadly, a lot of us were wondering what in the heck was happening. So I'm gonna get a fat little round so I can shape my pumpkin. Hopefully this will work out for me. But this color, I know, Lou, I was freaking out about it. Warm Sunset is my orange. Thank you guys for the stars. Y'all might help me meet my goal today. So awesome, Kristen. Y'all, yeah, make sure you get my emails. So this is the black. This is black, and it's going to sit right here on, that's kind of why I added a little more of the mermaid at the top. I want it to sit right here. And even though it doesn't really show up that well on camera, I promise you it pops and it is, it's gonna look really good. But I'm gonna put that there so that I can decide what, how big to make my pumpkin. So yes, Denise, I'm gonna do a foil project very soon. I probably will do one within the next few weeks. I've got a lot of beautiful foil. Oh, guys, let me tell you this too, okay? So I posted something, I believe it was yesterday. I am doing a craft, online craft painting, whatever. I can't remember, my brain is dead. It's called Bust, okay? It's creative artist, and it's called Bust, and I posted a link to the website yesterday or the day before, and I'll post it again this evening. I am doing a really cute breast cancer awareness piece over on that page. I would love for you guys to come. It's Saturday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And I'd love for you guys to go over there and like that page, click that link, like the page so that you can watch. It's a craft-a-thon. It's kind of an all day for 2 days kind of, it doesn't say help me reach my goals. See, I can't even see that. That is so awesome. So I'm doing that craft-a-thon on Saturday. My thing is at noon. So I would love for you guys to come over. And I'm also planning a really cute foil project. I was going to do it on the craft-a-thon, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to do foils too. But we'd love for you to join us. So now I'm gonna do like one section like this. We're just gonna add a piece. And I'm not going to do any shading or anything like that. We're not gonna do anything terribly special because we're gonna cover this with glass. Just wanna get some color behind our glass so that if it shows through. Yes, Elizabeth, it is this weekend. Saturday I'll be live at noon. So let's just get some color on, and then we're gonna add our glass. Let's do the other side. So I've got a really cute piece I wanna do for breast cancer awareness for October. So maybe I'll do that next Wednesday. I'm trying to think what's happening next Wednesday. I don't think I had anything purposely planned, so we're just, this color is Warm Sunsets. And again, I'm just getting some color on. I am gonna like second coat it because there is a lot of that blue still showing through. And I don't want to see that through my glass. So I'm gonna hit it real quick with some heat. Oh, Patricia, that's wonderful. I'm so glad you're still with us. Oh, that's so sweet, Becky. So I'm gonna hit that with some heat so I can do a second coat. No, Sherry, you can find Rima, one of our members, sells foil, and she is on this page right now. So Rima, if you would like to share your new website link on this post so people can, hey, from Disneyland, so people can see where to purchase foils and foil size. That would be great. Rima just got her new website worked on, or up. So you look at all you survivors, love it. My grandmother, she lived to be 99 years old. She was also a breast cancer survivor, so we do have that in our family. So it is near and dear to my heart as well. So I'm just doing a quick little second coat. Loretta, I posted a link, and I'm gonna post it again once we're off of here. So look for that. I'm gonna post a link. I posted it yesterday. I'll repost it today. I need one more drop of color. Look at all my breast cancer survivors. I love you guys. You're gonna make me cry. Love you guys. So I will post the link to where I'm gonna be on Saturday. So it's a private Facebook group, so you have to join the group. So it's only for people who are in the group. So we would love to have you come and hang out and watch. It is going on all day too. So I'm not the only crafter. It's a 2-day craftathon. So you can come in and watch all the crafters at your convenience whenever you want to. I will be live at noon Central. All right, so before I add my glass, I do believe, well, we'll just do that in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and dry this so we can go ahead and add our glass. Love all these survivors. I know. Love you guys. I know, Elaine. So happy about that. Love you, girl. Look at this. I'm sending hearts. My own self. Marsha. My goodness. All right, I believe, same here, Tammy. Big cyber hugs to all our survivors. Such a terrible thing. Cancer sucks. Thank you. It's about time to get it redone, but it still looks pretty good. I'm rough on my nails, guys. So it's in a group called Bust Creative something. I'll post a link when we're done. I am going to grab glue because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do here. So we may like futz with this a little bit too. So I'm going to just grab up a couple of these pieces and we're going to play a little. And then we may, let me pull out and see how many I have. We're gonna use these, give it some real dimension. And look at this big old mama jama. Watch this. This big old mama jama is going right there. Actually, I think I'll move it over to another hump. Yes, it does. Oh, appendix. I've never even heard of that. I mean, I've heard of appendix, obviously, but I've never heard of somebody having appendix cancer. So I'm just gonna start futzing around. I may move and replace glass here and there. Really want to mix and mash up some of this stuff. So I got some large pieces of chip glass. We're gonna stick in a few places. We're gonna tuck that right under there because I do wanna add, like I have a little bit of orange crushed glass that I spray painted. And I have a little bit of yellow too we might throw in. So I'm gonna just add a few pieces here and there, and then we'll fill in. Oh, that one is fantastical. Look at that. Kimberly, I sell it on my website. I buy it from a glass blower, and I need to break that off. Hang on, let me grab my pliers. I buy it from a glass blower, and I sell it on my website. So you could go to artshattered.com and look for glass chips. That's what they're called on my website. So I'm gonna tuck that right in. I'm gonna add that right there, close to it. Oh, I'm loving this so far. They don't always know, do they? Oh my goodness, 28-year breast cancer survivor. That is spectacular. All right, so I'm gonna just keep playing. I want a smaller piece to kind of tuck in here. And I'm gonna grab a little bit, a little bit of this and just kind of add it here and there. And I'm just gonna keep going back and forth using all kinds of different pieces of glass. So I have this really small piece. Let me see if it's gonna stand on an end. It's gonna stand that way. So I think we'll take it down to this bottom hump. And there's another great piece. Oh, Tracy. What a blessing. You're so, oh, Lord have mercy. Doctors can be crazy sometimes. That's why they call it medical practice, right? No, Susan, I don't have beginner kits for kids, mostly because, you know, we're working with glass and we're going to be working with resin, and the liability for that is too much for me. So I'm just going to start tucking some little bits in here and there. I'm going to save that one. Let's go with, just going to start adding. Just start piling it on. Oh my gosh, Kristen. That's crazy pants. Love all these survivor stories though. So I'm gonna just tuck in, and let me just tell you, you guys probably don't know this, but this was clear glass. It was a clear glass vase. My fiance sends me flowers all the time. He's so sweet. And so I reuse the vases by breaking them using my nippers. So I break them into curved pieces, and then I literally spray painted the glass with tangerine orange spray paint. And then now I dropped it and messed up my little mojo here. That's good mojo going. So we're just gonna keep futzing. Hi, Jill, and welcome. We hope you enjoy your first time watching. We are trying to make a pumpkin with just glass, and I kind of have to figure out what size is best to put on the canvas. We're going to fill that in with some other bits. And I'm going to break this into 2 smaller pieces, and I'm going to do that by just going at an angle so that they're still let's see, we'll tuck that one in here, fill in a little, and then this one is going to go right there. Now what I'm going to do is take this orange glass that I also stained. Yes, it's stained glass spray paint. It comes in a plethora of colors too. This is called tangerine orange. I have a yellow. I can't remember what it's called, butter yellow maybe or something like that. But it comes in a lot of colors. You just want to do many, many coats and not try to paint it all at once. So you want to like layer thin coats so you don't make a runny mess. So I'm just going to add some of the orange in between my glass bits. And I'm going to add a couple of pieces. This is a really cool piece too. Can you see it? It's really sparkly. I ordered mine online because I don't leave my house that much unless I'm going out to dinner. So I ordered it from Amazon, but I'm pretty sure you can get it you might be able to get it at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. So, oh, the nippers are on eBay. Do an eBay search for mosaic tile nippers. And the brand is Ishii, I-S-H-I-I, okay? I don't have any more on Art Shattered. They all sold out. So here's another super cool, sparkly, iridescent piece. Yes, it is a 6x6. So I'm going to tuck it down here. And one more. I'm going to tuck right there. It's got a little bit of red on it. Super cute. Let's see how it's going to look. Oh, that is going to be so cute. But I think Amanda found red, blue, and green at Michael's. Yeah, it's super hard to find, Sue, the tinted. So I tested this Krylon and it works really well. Really well. You just have to do thin, like just mist it, let it dry, mist it again, let it dry, mist it again, so on and so forth until you get what you want. All right, I'm pretty pleased with this, but I think we need to add some green for leaves. So, and look, I brought a couple of these. I don't like that. Maybe that. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of this yellow glass. This glass is not sharp because I honed it with my honing brick before, after I broke it, okay? So it's not sharp at all. You can see that I can poke myself. It's not sharp. So you can use a brick, you can use it's like a knife sharpener stone and just rub, especially those points, and just run along the edge. I hardly do my edges because the resin softens those too. But I'm going to move this back over here. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. Then we're going to grab something for leaves. Thank you for the sprinkles. Just in case you're just now getting here, this is what I painted with the yellow color. I think it's butter. I can't remember. I'm just going to add a few more pieces of glass, the yellow color, kind of tuck between those 2 pieces of glass there. I'm going to add a few little baby ones here too, just kind of trying to fill in a few holes. Give it some oomph. We'll tuck one right in there. So let me grab my little tray because I want some green. Oh, Lynn, I'm so sorry. Let me grab some green. We're gonna make a few cute little leaves. Let me see what I have. I have something to use that's pre-cut. I don't. I'm gonna grab this little smidgy. A whole box. Got a whole box of green. Because when I cut a sheet and for leaves or hair or flowers or whatever, I normally do like a whole box. So you can see, let me pull this towards me at ½ inch. You can see that I have all these little green nips. So I think, look at that, that's super cool. I think what we'll do is just grab a couple of these and create some sort of little leaf out of that. So we're gonna do, let's do a different color one that makes it stand out a little. Oh, look at this one. This one's fantastical. We'll do it like this. Voila, look at there. Let's show it close up. Let's see. What? Oh my gosh. Ugh. So this is what we end up with. Is this not super cute? I'm gonna hold it for a minute. So yeah, it does look good, doesn't it, Kim? You know, it is a lot prettier in person too than it is on the screen. I don't know if it's my screen of or what, but it certainly looks better in person because I'm looking at it right here. Oh my goodness. You're right, Tracy, it's not over. Not. Okay, so now we are going to resin. Is this not super cute? I love it. I see a little place I think needs a few little nuggets of glass. Maybe stick a few little babies in there. I don't want, whoop, there we go. So we are gonna resin now, and I'm gonna mix 1 ounce. I probably won't even need 1 ounce, but as usual, I always have something going on. This black stem is gonna be so awesome. I cannot wait till it's resined and dry so I can show you how awesome it looks. And it stands up off the canvas a good ½ inch. Oh my goodness, Bianca, that is awesome. It don't get no better than that, does it? So I'm gonna elevate my canvas using these 2 little 2x2s. So I'm gonna just put my canvas on there. They're probably a little bit big, but I'm gonna be super careful anyway because my sides aren't finished. So I'm gonna make sure I don't make a mess. So now we're gonna mix some resin. So I have my little baby cups. And y'all, I had the COVID last December and I literally thought I was gonna die. Literally thought I was. It was bad. So I'm gonna mix a ½ ounce. This is probably too much, but I'll use it on something else if it is. ½ ounce of resin and a ½ ounce of hardener. So I marked my little cup because it's it's embossed, but it's hard to see once you're starting to pour. Yes, Robin, the canvas will hold the weight of the glass. This is such a small canvas that there is never a concern for that on something this small. If it's a larger canvas and a lot of glass, you can support your canvas with cardboard or by adding in extra crossbars. So I can always use gloves. So we're gonna mix resin. I'm gonna use art resin, I always do. And we are going to pour ½ ounce of hardener. And be very careful. You want your measurements to be right. It's a 50-50 mix. And then in our other cup, I'm gonna do a 1/2 ounce of the resin. So, ooh. Don't go past the line, Cindy. One more droplet. And voila. Okay. I painted them. They were clear, and the yellow ones were clear, and I painted them with spray paint. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to take my handy dandy cup that I've been using, and I'm just going to make sure it's not dirty. I'm going to pour my 2 parts into this cup. Make sure you get all the goodness. Be careful, Sally. This can be addicting. Trust me. That's how I got started. So we're going to do our other cup right in. Yeah, Rima, if you're still here, will you post your website, babe? If you're ready for that. Are you ready for all that? I don't know if she's still here. We'll get it posted over on the Shattered Circle page too. So there is 1 ounce total of resin. Yes, Cynthia, I do remember that. I did start a new life, didn't I? And you know what? I was laying in bed the other night. I'm gonna stir for 3 minutes. Catherine, will you time me, please? And let me know when to stop. I did move here almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years, December 6th. I've been in Memphis for 2 years. And yeah, I was thinking about this the other day about how much my life has changed in the last 6 years and how much better and happier I am. You know, it was hard. It was the biggest, hardest decision I've ever had to make to leave and start over. But I did, and I tell you what, it is the best decision I made. My life is so good. Life is good. Hey, Oklahoma. Judy, this is all kinds of glass. I put some crushed glass on here. I put some tinted vase glass on here, and I put some little pieces of stained glass scraps on here as well. So it's just a mixture. Probably best to watch from the beginning so you can see it all before I started. So Rima just posted her website. It's Walls and More by, is it Walls and More by Mimi? Yes, Walls and More by Mimi. That is for the foils. So y'all jot that down. So Judy, I actually live in South Haven, just south of Memphis. Cynthia is asking what I like about the new nippers versus the old ones. They cut thicker glass, and I've been using a lot of vase glass, and so if it's super thick like this one, see how thick that jar is, that votive, it will cut those with ease. It just seems like they cut better. So Tanya, I lived in Georgia, a little town called Eatonton, right outside of Athens, about 30 minutes from Athens, about an hour from Atlanta. So that's where I lived, and I actually lived in Destin before that, so. Yeah, I hated leaving Florida too, but I will probably move back there someday. Deanna, I am using Art Resin, and Art Resin has the best rated for non-yellowing than any resin on the market. It is made specifically for art pieces. And I have pieces in my home as well that I've had for probably 10 years or more, and none of them have yellowed. When they start to yellow, well, if you use something besides art resin, it's probably going to yellow. And art resin, the only time I've had a problem with the resin yellowing is if you put it in, like I had stored some in my garage in the heat and for several months, and you can't do that because the heat and the dark together, the lack of climate control will make them turn yellow. So I'm missing all kinds of questions too. So yeah, the art resin, I've yet to have anything using art resin that has yellowed, except for when I boxed it up for 6 months. Yeah, I'm gonna paint those sides later, like Catherine said. I just, notorious for that. But I'm gonna be super careful so that, thank you, Catherine. Catherine says time is up, so we are gonna resin. I'm gonna be super careful so that I don't get any resin dripping down the edge. But I am gonna take a little bit, I'm gonna take this brush. I had a little bit of debris from where I broke that one piece, I think. So, Sally, you can buy glass at artshattered.com. So I'm gonna scrape my sides one more time, make sure the bottom is mixed, and I'm just gonna start drizzling over the top of my glass. So I'm gonna start with my pumpkin, and I'm gonna work very methodically. I don't wanna go randomly all over. I wanna work methodically from top to bottom, left to right. That way I know all of my glass is covered really well. So inside the Shattered Circle, which we are closed right now to new members, but we would love for you to get on our wait list. It's theshatteredcircle.com. Inside that group, we teach you how to do all the things you need to learn to be a successful glass artist, including how to break glass, like how to break and tint these glass pieces that I'm using here that were previously a vase. So we teach you how to break all that stuff in our learning tools and how to make your art super pretty. This is gonna be so cute. Thanks for the sprinkles. So I'm going left to right, making sure all my glass is really covered. I'm gonna get down in between those two pieces a little bit. Get that great old big nugget right there. I'm gonna spread it a little on there to make sure it goes down the sides in where that glass is, right there. Don't you do it. Stay put. Keep drizzling till you cover it all. Yeah, boot camp. We do have a beginner's boot camp. It is, you can find that on my website. I don't know if it's on or on the Shattered Circle, but we have a 4-week boot camp where we teach you as a beginner how to make glass art. It's $127, and we help you, walk you through with videos how to create 4 different art projects using glass and resin. So you can find that at artshattered.com. Boot camp is super fun, and in boot camp you make some really great pieces. And we also teach you how to do all the things. I am using a plastic palette knife to drizzle. It is. Normally I use my little makeup tool, the little silicone brush that you buy in the makeup department, but this was just closest and I just grabbed it. So Almost done with the pumpkin. Then we'll do plenty of resin. Oh, don't you do it. Don't do it. I'm going to get my leaves and my stem. Boot camp will get you hooked. Won't it, Elizabeth? It sure will. The projects in there are super fun. There's a cross, a seahorse, a flower garden, and a beachy crab. We call it Crab Island, named after the most fun place to go in Destin. So I'm going to get some of that resin in between those leaves. And I'm going to drizzle some on my stem, even though it's raised up, but I want to make sure it's secure. So now I'm just going to scrape up the rests and drizzle it on my canvas. That was exactly enough. The 1 ounce was perfect. Then I'm going to use my hands to spread it around so I have a little more control. All right. I'm going to use all that up. 1 ounce was perfect for this little 6x6. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to set my cup aside. Susan, it's just easier to drizzle it to get it where you want. And if you pour and you miss something, you tend to, when you pour, it tends to come out faster. And I want to make sure all my glass is covered and that it is going from the top of the glass all the way through to the bottom. So I'm going to use my hands. Put that there. So that is why I use the stick. Better control, I guess, was the easier way of saying it. I went all the way around that, didn't I? So I'm going right up to my edge where I painted. I'm going to come in here. I might have to move this just for a second. I'm going to lay it right there just to get that resin covered. And we'll add it back. All right, and I'm going to put it back. I'll make sure it's all covered up. Let's stick it back on here. That is so cute, guys. And now I'm going to torch. I'm going to take my gloves off. The stem really shows up better than it looks on camera. So I'm going to pop my bubbles with a heat gun or with a torch. You can use a heat gun. It just takes a little bit longer. So I'm just going to hit it just like that. Done. And I'll show you. You can use a heat gun to do that. I see a little spot that does not have resin right there. So this is another way to pop your bubbles, is just get yourself a cheap little heat gun and it works just as well. I use my torch because that's how I started, and it's just like old dog, new tricks kind of thing. So let me show you close up. I have to wait for my camera to catch up so I can see that you can see it. Yeah, this was just blue paint for the background, and I painted just a really basic orange pumpkin and added glass.